What's up, y'all? This is Redman, and you're watching Fuse on Demand. Get it when you want it, baby.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Amerie, and you're watching Rolling.
We rolling, we rolling. We rolling, we rolling. We rolling, we rolling. We rolling, we rolling.
Take me back to that time when you first knew you had the gift and the talent with you.
I traveled a lot, you know, because my dad's in the military, he's in the Army, so we lived everywhere. And I guess I kind of sang my whole life, you know. I can't remember a time where I wasn't singing. It was just kind of weird. I used to think that everyone could sing because I could sing, my mother can sing, and I guess I wasn't really listening to my sister or my dad, but I just thought that everyone could sing. And it wasn't until I was probably like in the 5th grade where I really kind of felt like, wow, I feel like I can really sing, you know, and then I would just practice to the radio, and I didn't really have like formal lessons or anything, so I would just, you know, practice whatever I was hearing, my favorite songs, and kind of test myself to see if I sounded like they did, or at least was, you know, same pitch, same ballpark, that kind of thing. And it wasn't until I was in high school where, you know, I decided that it was something I really wanted to pursue as a profession. I went to college after I decided that I wanted to, you know, pursue this professionally, because up until that point, I had used my whole life, basically spent all my time on this academic path. You know, I worked so hard, and some of the stuff, well, you know, school was kind of easy, but still, I worked hard to, you know, stay awake and pay attention, and some of those papers were kind of hard. But I felt like if I didn't go to college, you know, and that was the kind of what my parents and I had talked about forever, it was almost as if I let the other 12 years be a waste. So I went ahead and did it, and I said, you know, I'll go to a college where I feel like I can kind of spread my wings. I went to high school in Texas and Alaska, but I felt Washington, D.C. was great. Georgetown was, you know, a great university. I applied to a few different schools across the country, but that place just felt really good to me because culturally it's very, very rich. The Smithsonian is there, you know, it's the capital. Music, art, everything is kind of in that location. I decided to go, and at the time I went on an ROTC scholarship. So I was like a Navy ROTC scholarship. You know, I had a lot of fun, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. Like, I was doing it because I needed a way to pay for school. By the blessing of God, I decided to leave, and I ended up getting a full scholarship from the school anyways, which was really, really great. And my grades were really, really great at the time. I was doing really well in school. So that kind of covered me, thank goodness. In the weekends, I would come up to New York City and just try to, you know, meet people, pursue a deal, basically. And I would meet different producers, some who were great, some, you know, who weren't so great. But everyone kind of, everything came with a promise of something being able to happen. And of course, you just take it, but sometimes, you know, nothing comes of it. So there was a few years of that, but I never gave up. Then I ended up meeting Rich Harrison in Washington, D.C. And we kind of, we decided to meet, but I didn't know who he was. And, you know, I met so many guys who were like, yeah, I do this, I do that. So we met in a McDonald's parking lot. That's where we decided to meet. And he played me a bunch of his music, his tracks, and I sang him a bunch of songs that I'd written, and we decided to kind of do a test. We met up, we had great chemistry. The first song was interesting, not quite what we wanted, but it was, something was there. The second song, it was like, wow, there we go. And then from there on, it just happened. And then, you know, he knew someone who knew someone who, you know, and then we ended up getting the deal. And that's kind of like, that's the long, I haven't told that long story in such a long time, but it feels fresh to me. The deal came to New York. I sat with a few different people. I met with L.A. Reid. I met with Donnie Ienner, and we were gonna take more meetings, but then at that point, we were kind of like ready to go. So I ended up doing the deal with Don Ienner. We created the album, All I Have, but so much of the album was the demo. I mean, even, we ended up revocaling some because it was kind of the first time for both of us doing like an album, you know, so now in retrospect, we would probably not revocal all those songs because they still sounded so great, but, you know, we recorded them in a basement, you know, I was sitting on like the back of a couch, facing that way the mic, and, you know, the washing machine and the dryer's over there, so I think we thought that we needed those vocals from the studio, and actually, you know, of course, now we know that you don't. And Need You Tonight, which is on that album, is actually those are the raw vocals from that time.